Hi, it's Heather Smith here, and I am looking at and exploring checks. I am in the demo company, the Xero demo company, and it is the US version of the demo company. My understanding is the Canadian version of Xero also has this information in it. I am Australian, so the using of checks is it's not something I've done for years and years and years. So let's explore how to use checks here in Xero. What I'm initially going to do is go and find the checks area. So I click on settings, I click on general settings, and then I'm looking for check styles. It's just down here. I scroll down the page, it's under features, and I click on check styles. Customize how you would like checks to be printed. Here is the check style for me to look at, but you'll notice it actually has a button here, upgrade to the new check style. So this is, let's call it the old or the classic check style. And I just want to highlight, I have here, if I click on the options button on the top right here, I have the option to edit, alignment, copy, change logo, remove logo, or preview. I'm going to click on edit. Here in the name, I have the option to change the name. I have the option to change the format to voucher or voucher. Have the option to change the font to various different font options there. Font sizing, I normally suggest you go for the largest. Information I could show on the check includes payee address, company logo, company name and address, memo, and then you can actually type out the address information there. And information to show on the voucher, payee name, date, bank account number, item, description, amount, total. And clicking on this green save button to save that information if I've made any changes. My changes were saved. I'm coming back here and clicking on the option button and selecting alignment. This alignment pop-up window is open and it says I can adjust the overall print area alignment in relation to the paper, and I can enter in the information here for the check and for the voucher. So the check appears on the top of the page, and the voucher, I guess, is the information that you keep once you've handed the check into the bank. And you have the distance between the top of the page and the left of the page, which will be presented. So you have the reset button and you have the save button. So maybe if I change this to 100, that immediately changes there. And if I click reset, it changes back to 277. So I'm going to click the green save button. Back here on options, and I'm clicking on copy. Title for my new check style. I gave it just the simple name, new check style. Save. So I have the standard check style here, and I have my new check style here. That was created and is a mirror of what I had as standard. I will highlight that. See how I have these options there. I can drag and drop them, so I can swap them around. So new check style, should be able to drop it so it's up the top there now. I have standard and then I have new just hovering a bit there. I will come back and click on options up here, and I have the ability to change the logo, remove the logo. So I'll just do that. I'll click on change logo. I can choose a logo to appear on my checks. The logo will only appear if show company logo setting is checked on the check style. The image will be scaled to a maximum of 100 pixels wide and 100 pixels high, so it needs to be square, and must be supplied in JPEG, GIF or PNG format. And I would click this browse button to select the logo and then upload the logo if I wanted to do that. I'm going to click cancel because I don't want to do that. And then the final thing I'm going to check here on my options, I'm going to click on the drop down arrow and select preview. And it actually dropped down to my drop down bar here. And if I click on it, demo company, check up the top, all of that information, and then the voucher down the bottom. So that's what it looks like. And that opened up in a separate window there. So clicking back on here, so this is the old check style. So you may still have it in your system, but probably you should move to the new check style. So I'm going to click here, either upgrade to new check style or new style here. And so I guess the only way you can keep creating or editing new check style is via editing what's existing here or using options and copy. However, it's probably recommended you upgrade to the new check style. So I'm just going to click here on new style, see what that gives me. Excellent. So this is my new check style. Okay. What I'm going to do is, because you can't see all of that on one screen, I'm just going to minimize the viewing. So 100%, I'm just going to make it smaller. I just want you to visually see that all in one place. So on the top, you visually can see the check, and then on the bottom, you can visually see the voucher. So I will expand. I'm using Google Chrome. I click on these 3 ellipses. I come to zoom and I just increase my sizing. So I'm now sitting at 100%. So let's see what information I have here. I can give it a style name. So this will be, let me call this new style for video. And I'll click here, paper layout, check at the top, check in the middle, check at the bottom, or 3 checks. Paper type, pre-printed stock, and then blank. Notice here on the left side, it changed what options were available. Pre-printed stock, blank. And I'm not sure whether it changed voucher. Let's see. It didn't look like it changed voucher for me there. The reason you're able to print it blank is you can now use magnetic ink character recognition, MICR, which is encoded and is supported, so you can print on a blank check stock, so you can save money by not purchasing your check stock. However, I've been advised that the ink is actually expensive. I guess you have to weigh up that whether you use pre-printed stock or whether you use the blank option. Then in terms of the font's quite straightforward. All the different fonts you can choose from, and the sizing. I always like to go for the larger size. The information. You have various information: payee address, company logo, company name and address, memo, check number, account and routing numbers, cut line, bank name and address. So here it says company name and address, and I can edit it. Oh, and it just jumps me in there. And bank name and address. And again, I'm jumped in here, edit bank name. All of the other information, I believe, will populate from the information in the actual transaction that it is coming from. Down on the bottom right here, it says show alignment grid. And if I untick that, it disappears. And if I tick it again, it shows it again. Say if I hover here beside date, I can actually move that. I think it's unlikely you'd want to move them. Maybe you've got reasons for wanting to move them, but I would probably leave them as they are. Scrolling down a bit further, here is the voucher. And this is the various information: header, payee name and date, footer, bank account number, table, item description, amount and total, and voucher check number. It really would be a matter of why are you taking the information off, because I would try and probably put as much information as possible. Maybe you have a reason for not including amount. I don't know what it would be, but maybe you have a reason. And I'm going to click save. And the check style, new style for video has been saved. Let's see if we can see it here. There is the new style for video, and if I click on the drop down options, it still has many of the same options I had in the old style. I just have more editing options here. So if I click on upload logo, that's really where I need to go to upload my logo. Okay, so cancel. Makes probably a lot of sense to move to the newer option. If I click on this, so if I look at my edit information, see everything is selected there. But if you just compare the information from here and here, you are getting more information on the new style check than you were on the old style check. So that would be a reason to move across. Okay, so that was just a quick video on me exploring checks. and Vouchers. In Xero, this was the US version of Xero, but I believe it's also available in the Canadian version of Xero.